So here's a comparison between two pictures captured by the same phone, and the phone is a Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus 5G. Okay, the first image is 64, come on, show it. This one is 64 megapixel. Okay, and the second one is just 12 megapixel. So the 64 megapixel has 9000 something by 6000 something. That's the width and the height. Whereas the smaller one has just 4000 by 3000. 4000 is the width and 3000 something is the height. Okay, and let's compare the two images. Press P on the keyboard. So the smaller image is on the right side. You can see the resolution here and the file size. Resolution is much higher and the file size is much higher also. So 16 megabytes occupied on the disk is just a JPEG file and it's 16 megabytes, and that's just 3 megabytes. 16 compared to 3. Much more here. Okay, but another thing, let's take a look at the colors. This is slightly more saturated and a little bit brighter, and it's a bit wider also. This is visible here, there is not visible, so let's just put this one here. So that's the difference. Now on the left side you can see the 12 megapixel, now on the left side you can see the 64 megapixel. 12 is wider, 64 is less wider, it's a bit narrower. Okay, but let's zoom in. Let's see what we can see here. 64 megapixels, much more details. Only 12 megapixels, less details. You can see the pixels there. Okay, so that higher megapixel comes at a cost. You have to store less files because they occupy more on the disk. Much more detail on the 64 megapixel compared to the 12 megapixel. Even here, even there, and so on. Okay, so that's the comparison between the smaller and the larger images made by the same phone.